US. That's what we need, a bit of that. Alright, how you going? It is very good to see you. I don't know. Hello. Hello. Oh, that's right. I turned my headphones off. They're not working. Alright, just as we were about to go live, everything on the YouTube thing completely wiped it out, and now I've got this massive red bar where there should be information. It's kind of bizarre. I'm not sure what to do. No data. Stream health is excellent though. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Hey, there it all is. It all seems to be back again. Nope, it's gone. Who knows what's going on? Not me. I did have some weird stuff going on today tonight though, when my stream froze as well. So maybe YouTube's doing something odd. Anyway, hi, rambling again. This is really odd doing this with no monitor. But anyway, here we are to, what else is anyone talking about on YouTube at the moment other than bloody Belle Aubrey and bloody Willie Mac? I was meaning to do this stream on Saturday, but my freaking back went out. I have a bad back and it decided to... It's been doing really good, but it decided to crap out. And it's just been bad for days, and so today's the first day that I've been able to get up and cruise around and actually walk. And I tried to walk yesterday because walking's good for your back, lying down isn't. But it was a bit too much for me yesterday. It put me in a lot of pain. But today I did 2 walks and I'm feeling a bit better. So it's just, I can't lean back in the couch. I've got to take the old office chair, and I might have to just get up and wander around while I'm talking shit to you for a bit. So sorry about that. You can just watch the video. I'm so raving. Anyway, it's late. I've been in lockdown for nearly for 3/4 of a year with no break. But guess what? All us Melbourne people, we got some very good news today. After 280 odd days in a row of being locked down, not only locked down, but not allowed more than 5Ks from our home, not allowed to have more than one person come and visit, no picnics in the park, the bloody swings have been shut, the skate parks have been shut for a lot of the time, and, it's just been insane. And they announced today that lockdown's ending early. And, so midnight Thursday, man. This is the first time, it's been nearly a year. 280 some days, that's a lot of days being stuck in your house, not allowed to go fucking see anyone. It's been real hard watching people lose people and not be able to go to their funeral or not be able to go visit them before they pass away and stuff. That's been hard, seeing people hurting like that, it's been hard, all the little bubbies that have been born that, people, we haven't been able to meet them yet and that kind of stuff. And even, I'm pretty lucky. I live, right next to the beach. And, the bay. And, but, there are people who haven't seen water for fucking months, All they've seen is their backyard, so I am predicting that this weekend there's going to be a lot of pasty, very fucking pale, spun out, blinking, weird, anxious, slightly pudgy people out and about. bloody just taking our first steps for freedom. I'm going to the city or something. I'm going to do something. Basically, I'm just going to fucking set out. I'm just going to go and go and go and go. I'm going to see if I can get 100 Ks in one day. You know. I ain't staying 5 Ks from home for a long time. And I don't think I'm going to live in a house for a while either. I think I'm just going to get my wheels happening. I think I'm just going to go back to living in a fucking van for a while. I don't ever want to be locked down ever again, eh? Ever again. Anyway, if you're from Melbourne, then congratulations, man. You fucking made it through. And you have a few more days to hang in. It's been really hard. And we've lost a lot of people that couldn't fucking make it. You know? And we're out. And everywhere else, you know, I think the rest of the world is, you know, starting to kind of come out the other side a little bit as well. I know there are places in the world that have still got high numbers and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know, there just seems to be a bit of a change in the air. And, you know, I guess the cynical part of me is like, yeah, well, it's fucking Christmas. They can't really do another Christmas without making money, can they? You know? But the human part of me is, you know, it transcends all that. And says it doesn't matter, you know. It's not businesses and corporations and things that make life mean anything. It's people. People make life meaningful, you know. People and the things that we do together. So it doesn't really matter if they can't get the goods to us for Christmas. Doesn't matter if they haven't got enough truck drivers. Like, we don't need things, man. We only need each other, eh? You know? And if anything the last couple of years has taught us that, is that, like, we're the precious things. You know? Me and you and the people we fucking care about. Even the people we don't care about, you know? The people they care about. We're the only ones that fucking matter. Not the politicians. Not the corporations. Like, not the fucking wealthy motherfuckers. You know. They're all planning to fuck off and go to Mars anyway, so the sooner the better, I say. Bugger off. Bugger off. I'm looking for my papers. I can't find the bloody things, of course. Right. Well, okay. Fucking raved a lot, haven't I? But we're here to roast some YouTubers. And I almost feel sorry for this chick. She's fucking copped a bit of a roasting already in the last week or so. But, it's not bullying. I don't agree with bullying. But roasting? Oh, yeah. Because we all need a good roast every so often, don't we? Especially when we've acted like absolute fucking dickheads. And Belle Aubrey, my friend, you have acted like an absolute dickhead. And you're kind of continuing to do so. And, you know, I think, yeah, chick needs fucking schooling, that's for sure. Let's get into it. So, here we are. Let's get to this bit. Beep. Woo, yeah. Alright. Then, the other bit that we've got to do is... Where is it? The audio boost. Oh, there. I got mental already too, guys, so don't expect me to be freaking normal. I've been off the Richter for a fucking few days now. Alright. I'll turn my mic around. I got, I know I was whinging about I got the virtual mixer and all that kind of stuff, you know, so I can split all my audios and get techie with it. But I only got it this afternoon. I only downloaded it this afternoon. I haven't had time. I've done one test run. I successfully got an in channel and got it to go out where I wanted it to go out, and you know, got things But I just haven't had time to test it through a streaming setup, and I didn't want to just try and run a whole new setup without a test. I do try to have some prior preparation, you know. I'm trying not to be completely freaking ad-lib. So, this is the first of Belle's sad fucking responses to Willie Mac. I'm not going to play Willie Mac's thingo. You've probably seen it. It's a pretty good roast. It's meant to have serious points, but it's meant to be taken in not a very serious manner. You can see Mr. Mac, he's enjoying himself. He's having fun, you know. And I think it's pretty easy to tell when he is putting across a serious point that's got weight and validity. Oh, sorry, Paige, validification. I can't. And you can tell when he's kind of just taking the piss, right? And just being a larrikin and being silly. And so it's kind of funny that all the bits where he's being silly, they're the bits that Belle took seriously and got butthurt about, which is pretty funny. But anyway, let's go through this, because fuck, I've already started. Why?
So recently, as I'm sure a lot of you are already aware, there's a creator who made a video regarding my stance on Eugenia's content either getting removed or age restricted in order to protect children and minors from the dangers of pro-Anna and Thinspo content.
You didn't need to put that N bit in, from the dangers of blah blah blah. They're like, those dangers aren't actually, you know, not everybody believes those dangers are present in this situation. But yeah, cute. Recently, that was a nice little dig. Nice little dig at the start. You look very angry, sweetheart. You look really angry. You're speaking very fast and quite clipped. And you kind of, your teeth are clenched together a little bit. So, you seem to be making this video in a little bit of a heightened state, which is not necessarily a good idea. It's probably best to be kind of calm and a bit detached when responding to something that you're a bit butthurt or triggered by.
While it is certainly fine for people to have a different opinion than me, although...
Well, it's certainly fine. Oh my gosh, my butt is itching already. Like, I can already feel how much Sandy is in her crack. Like, she is seething with rage. How hilarious. Oh, that's a cute little...
My stance is also YouTube's stance, which we'll get into in a little bit.
No, it's not.
This creator went out of his way to paint me in the literal worst light that he possibly could.
No, he didn't. Basically, this video is full of lies and half-truth. Like, just Belle, just fucking being a dickhead. Alright, we've already ascertained Willie Mac. We'll watch a little bit of Willie Mac's response video, just so you can see that it's not denigrating and stuff. Basically, the guy thinks you're a fucking fool because you've acted like a fool, and you're doubling down on acting like a fool, and he wanted to call you out on it and roast you for it, and he did. And so,
I started watching the video and there was zero objectivity.
Excuse me? We're going to talk a bit more about objectivity, because as the video goes on, it will become very plain to see that Belle has lost all her objectivity when it comes to Eugenia Cooney and when it comes to her crusade regarding Eugenia Cooney. And so it's quite laughable for Willie Mack, who doesn't have an investment in either Eugenia Cooney or in Belle Aubrey. It's kind of funny to like, just to flat out say zero objectivity. Like, number one, that's hyperbole. You're wildly exaggerating, Belle. Which is another, just another element that shows how upset and butthurt you are about this. You're going to hear me say butthurt a lot. And sandy crack. Because that's what you call people. That's, well, not all of Australians, but over here in Australia, we call these kinds of people sandy crack. Say Sandy. Sandy. Wash that sand out of your crack, eh? Because, because they're just, So, let's see what Sandy's saying.
There was no mention of why I might have the stance that I had, and I remember thinking...
Sorry, was it Willie's job to speculate on why you have the stance you have? He wasn't critiquing your reasons for having that stance. He was critiquing your behaviour and the statements you have made and the kinds of things that you have been trying to convince or coerce people to do, right? So that's a non-starter as an argument.
As I was watching, that this was not an objective critique or audit as he was trying to frame it.
Actually, it really rather was quite objective. There are a few bits where he took the piss, and yep, if you're going to take those seriously, sure, they weren't very objective. But for the most part, just because his delivery's pretty loose and he walks around, and he's pretty theatrical and fucking moves around and stuff a bit, his arguments were pretty good. He wasn't reaching like you are, and he wasn't quibbling over tiny, small, irrelevant points. Most of the stuff he talked about was pretty relevant and, of consequence, let's say.
This was literally a hit piece meant to smear me as much as he possibly could.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. And when, in a few years, when you're a bit removed from this and you can watch that video again, you'll probably be a little embarrassed for trying to make a claim like that. It wasn't a smear piece, darling.
Like, if I didn't know any...
It really, really, really was not.
Better, I would have thought this creator was getting paid to do this because of the amount of vitriol that he had towards me in the video.
He had no vitriol towards you, darling. He was laughing most of the time, right? Albeit, yeah, he was laughing sometimes in kind of like, what the fuck, at like some of your antics. But how can you make these claims? Like, everybody who's not you, i.e. not overly invested and completely subjective, can see quite well that what you're saying here is not true, and it's quite clear that wasn't Willie Mack's intent, and he didn't come across like that. He wasn't rude, he wasn't nasty, he was quite blunt. There's nothing wrong with being blunt. Just because somebody doesn't beat around the bush or mince their words doesn't make them not nice. That's just a different delivery style. Like, just from the jump, this video already is pretty fucking outrageous in its claims. Like, really. You might feel that this is true, but with the greatest of respect, I believe you feel like that because you are feeling personally pressed. Like, nerves have been hit. Nerves have been hit. Yeah, I'm sorry. The claims you're making they're laughable. They're laughable. And you're treating your audience like they're stupid. And that's one thing that really makes me angry, is when content creators speak down to their audience like they're fucking idiots. Like the audience can't. Like, we are not 6. Okay? You're talking like a child who doesn't want to admit that they've done something silly.
Now, it's one thing to present an objective and opposing viewpoint, but it's a completely separate thing to try to completely disparage the individual who has the opposing viewpoint while also trying to villainize them at every turn.
Could you provide some examples of how you were vilified or how you were villainized? I mean, some of the things you've done have been pretty shocking, quite disgusting, and pretty low life, quite honestly. Like accusing somebody of matching their eyeshadow to their underwear. Like, you've got to have a pretty gross mind to even go there, you know? So, yeah, like, Belle, this is all just garbage coming out of your mouth. Like, who do you think you're trying to convince? I don't get it. I don't, like, there's no vitriol. He was laughing, dude. He was enjoying himself. You could see he was enjoying giving, you know, doing the presentation, making the video. Like, he wasn't angry or upset at you or anything. He's in shock that you've got the balls to fucking try and play everybody like utter fools. And he's taken aback and disgusted by how much your targeting of Eugenia seems to have become quite an obsession, that you are now unable to regulate your behavior or to even be able to see and reflect accurately on your behavior and perhaps some of the effects it might be having.
And that's exactly what this guy tried to do in his video.
No, it's not.
So I want to take the time today to address some of the criticisms, and I also want...
Why did you go like that? They're legitimate criticisms, and Willie Mack isn't the only person that has them. And quite honestly, he went through them probably quite a lot nicer than I would have, because I think the way you've treated Eugenia has been absolutely reprehensible. I can't believe you call yourself a human being that cares when you're not. You're a judgmental bitch, you know? That you've behaved inhumanly. You've dehumanized Eugenia Cooney for your own personal sense of discomfort. You've projected your unhappiness, uncomfortability, whatever the word is, onto her. And you have made yourself look like a fool, because you have relentlessly gone after someone who's quite fragile and ill. That's pretty fucked, man. That's not nice. People don't do that, hey? Nice people don't have, you know, one rule for one set of people and then a completely other ugly, like no morals set of rules for the people that they don't like. That's not a principled person. It's not a person with a set of ethics. Yeah? It's a person with an agenda.
to clear the air regarding my stance on the situation, and I also want to bring up some points that he seemingly just forgot to mention.
How's the sneer on her face? He didn't have to address every single point, darling, okay? And it's not a win for you that you bring those up. You know, this just is screaming of point scoring. I'm not sure if I can get through it. I'm going to also play a couple. I've got some clips from Bo Blacks as well because he makes some really good comments about this. This fucking attitude that she's throwing at everybody. I just don't understand. It's like Petty Page as well, you know, I do not understand how some of you people can get in front of a camera and speak words and think that mere words are all it takes to communicate your deceit and your disingenuousness. Words are what I think less than 10% of what we use to communicate. Most of what we use to communicate, we don't even register. So it doesn't really matter what words you use. You can't run shit by people. Doesn't matter how pretty you are, how well spoken you sound, how nicely you know, present yourself, anything like that. You patronize the people you're speaking to. You talk down to the people, to your audience. You treat the people you're speaking to like they're fucking dumb. They can see that. They can see that. It's very brave of you to try and pull it off, knowing that there's such a low success rate.
Probably because they didn't fit the narrative he was trying to push.
What narrative was that? That's what I mean. You're making all these accusations, but they're not accusations. They don't say anything. They sound like accusations, but then you don't have any, well, what narrative is he trying to push? I can tell you what narrative he sees you trying to push, because he did speak about that.
But what I find really weird is he followed me on Twitter a few months ago, and I've had the same stance publicly this entire time.
So what? Most commentary and T channels follow the people they're bloody following or keeping an eye on, or, you know, look how many drama channels follow fucking Jeffree Star. You know, a follow is not an endorsement. It's once again another straw man. Why do you find that funny? Why do you find that funny? You started acting like a dick a few months ago. So of course. Commentary channel, drama channel, number one T channel, whatever fucking Tommy is now. Willie, I don't even Tommy, Willie, fucking dilly doodah. So yeah. So, of course, he's going to go, fuck yeah, follow that dickhead and see what stupid shit she's going to end up doing. Because it's pretty obvious when you set out on your campaign, it was pretty obvious that it was not going to end well for you. Because it was pretty obviously it was not going to end with deplatforming Eugenia Cooney.
Only that I've had the same stance publicly, but that I haven't been talking about Eugenia recently.
Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's a theme with you. It's not really something, you know, 1 week on, 1 week off. Like, I mean, it's not like Willie Mac made that. That video wasn't all about you. It was a T channel audit. There were a few different people in there, and you weren't even the first one he brought up, I don't think. You know? So it's kind of weird that you're trying to make it all like it was some major attack on you. Like, your name wasn't even in the title. Like, it's kind of funny. Just, like, I don't know. I think this happens to a lot of creators. You see it, like, it's, you know, you see it happen, like Dennis Vitoza, that fucking defamation noodles guy. like he's lost in the sauce as well, like that. He's like totally thinks that everything that happens on YouTube is connected to him. You know, oh, something happened to my account. Oh, it must be this person doing this to me. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are getting lost in your own sense of importance. The world does not revolve around you. YouTube doesn't know who you are. They don't fucking care who you are. You're not special. Okay? I mean, you are special. Don't worry. Everybody's special. But this whole thing of thinking that, you know, I'm being attacked or I'm being this is being done to me, and oh, it's obvious that this is a conspiracy, and that, no, it's not. That's you being lost in your own sense of self-importance. Take a step back. It's just fucking YouTube, for fuck's sake, man. Like, come on. You're not a reporter. It's not a job. It's a hustle. It's a hobby. Okay? You can't get sacked. It's voluntary. Like, lost in your own sense of self-importance. If you really cared about kids, you'd be at some fucking uni or something, learning about fucking how to be an advocate, or bloody how to be a child care worker, or fucking blah, 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 blah. You know? You wouldn't be on YouTube trying to make your own name famous.
My last video on her was back in August, and that video I only did because other people were trying to skew the perspective that I have on Eugenia, and
Your perspective is more than skewed, honey. Your perspective is so warped that it is beyond the realms of logic and reason. It is looking a little odd. Okay? Odd.
was trying to clear the air. And I've also been public about the fact that I don't want to talk about her anymore because she really does trigger my own ED. But even before...
Then why are you covering her? There's nothing more to say. Also, she's triggering my own ED. Then you should have stopped. You should have stopped. You should have called your eating disorder person, okay? And gone, okay, I'm having a relapse, or I'm feeling I am exposing myself to something that is making me feel like I'm heading down the track again, da. And then you should have started your process. Not taken it on as some kind of fucking crusade, because that is just a victim mentality looking for martyrdom. And that needs counseling, that attitude, because that's a little twisted, okay? That's something, I'm not saying twisted like you're evil or anything, but voluntarily harming yourself so that you can then turn around and tell people that you have harmed yourself in the pursuit of justice is not noble, right? It is manipulative. It's poor me. I don't mean to say that in a nasty way, but martyr behaviour is not healthy, and it does not come from a good place. It doesn't matter how, noble you make your crusade sound. It's martyrdom.
Before that, my last video on Eugenia was back in May. I think it was May 5th specifically. So my last video on Eugenia was in August, and before that it was in May.
This is just dissembling. This doesn't mean anything. So what? Okay? The reverberations have carried on down the track. It doesn't matter how long ago you made them. It doesn't matter how long. I can take a video from fucking 10 years ago. Look what they... Well, actually, in this very video, you drag up old, irrelevant, no longer active footage of Eugenia from fucking You Now. Like, hello? She hasn't done You Now for years. How can you use that as a relevant example of today? Come on, Belle. Come on. If you're going to be a bread tuber, number one, you don't have the academic depth for it. And number two, you got to be a hell of a lot smarter than that, eh? Like, hell of a lot smarter than that.
May. It's now October.
Doesn't matter.
So where was this fake moral outrage before?
It's not fake moral outrage. Yours is fake moral outrage. This right here, right now. Okay, that's fake moral outrage. Willie's calling you out for being a hypocritical dickhead. And for bullying a person that doesn't fucking deserve it. And for trying to deplatform someone. Because that's gross. Sorry. You can try and frame it however you want, man, but it doesn't fly.
Why is it just coming now? Where was it for the last year when I publicly held the same exact stance that they are complaining about now?
What? Like, so what? Maybe he was calling you out, but he just hadn't gotten around to making a video on you yet. Maybe he was just collecting notes. Maybe he hadn't heard of you yet. Maybe he was doing other stuff. Like, does it matter? Once again, this is a non-point. And to be like saying it with this sneer in your face, like, fucking, you think you are. Like, dude, you are seething. You are seething. And it is not a good space to make a coherent, cohesive, and articulate defense. And basically, there's a couple of L's you should be copping that you're not. And that just shows that you are quite a small person, you know, and you're not really here to be a human and learn and grow and, you know, you're stuck on this I'm the fucking educator thing. No, you're the student as well. We all are simultaneously the teacher and the student. Doesn't matter how smart you get. Doesn't matter how smart you get. You know, I'm qualified to teach. So what? I'm still a student. Just sometimes one, sometimes the other, sometimes both. Both at once. Like this arrogance that you fucking think that you have it over everybody to like save the world. Mate. You can't even save yourself from, you know, not avoiding your own triggers. You're not qualified to save a child. Yeah? You don't even have any children. Why is it children that you're crusading for? Why are they the thing you've decided is the thing that needs saving? Why not whales or puppies or, you know, orphaned goats? Why children? It's because, you know, they happen to get a lot of clicks. At the moment, there's something that, you know, being a crusader for the kids gets a hell of a lot of views at the moment, doesn't it? Yeah, people are just wild about children, especially their safety. Really? Do you really care that much about children, Belle? Really? Because if you really did, then maybe instead of attacking Eugenia Cooney, you might be educating parents. You know, how you tell them, you know, how you're just like say, oh, it's so hard to be a parent. You know, oh yeah, they can't look at their children 24/7, da-da-da. But YouTube Kids has a large number of tools for parents. And it's quite a hassle to set it all up. Yeah? Why didn't you go and learn to be an expert at that or something? And then run sessions, you know, consulting with people on how to tailor make their online child safety plans for each of their children for them. You know? why didn't you break down, like, I don't know if you've noticed, but YouTube's just released a couple of new features for YouTube Kids, a couple of extra safety features. You would have got the email, I did. You know, maybe you could have made an announcement and said, oh, look, there's a couple of new, you know, like, do you see what I mean? Like, really? Really? Do you care about the kids? Do you want to, like, maybe think about effective solutions rather than just attacking people for being a problem that you consider a problem? You know what I mean? Maybe think about going to school and studying, I don't know, child advocacy, or going in, learning how to be like an international, amnesty person or something for children's charities or something like that. So many things you could do, Belle, that actually would help children, you know, that don't require you to be a celebrity as well and get you famous. Heaps of things you could do to save kids, eh? I don't even have kids, but, you know, I became a fucking teacher and a coach because kids are really precious, you know? And, like, teaching them fucking cool skills and, like, how to have faith in themselves and how to be confident and, you know, like, feels pretty worthwhile, you know, gives me a lot of fucking joy. And, that kind of, it's really fulfilling. Like, I don't know, maybe think about something along those lines or something like that, maybe. I don't know. But anyway.
I get that there's kind of a lull in the commentary community right now, and there's not a lot for people to talk about, but trying so hard to
That's garbage. There's always heaps of stuff to talk about. Okay, just stop it.
At this situation, this manufactured drama.
There's no manufactured drama. You're fucking attacking a sick woman. And you're encouraging other people to attack a sick woman. You're telling lies about a sick woman. You're making disgusting, deviate fucking claims about a sick woman. You are stigmatizing disease, mental health and disorders. Sorry, got angry for a minute. Righteousness does that.
In order to have something to talk about is really sad. I also saw...
What, you think this is nothing? You think what you're doing, like, you think this is nothing? What, you think we're just scraping the barrel? Really? You think we're scraping the barrel? Do you think this is just a nothing burger? You think everything fucking, like, this whole campaign against fucking Eugenia being online, what, it's just a nothing burger? We're just making something up because it's so boring, there's nothing else to talk about.
A lot of...
Could you possibly just, what is the word for minute? Could you possibly diminish that woman any further? You've already done a pretty good job of diminishing her humanity, her womanhood, her right to be alive, her right to fucking pursue happiness. You want to diminish her worth as something for people to give a fuck about as well. You fucking piece of work. I often think that there's something damaged about fucking people who perceive themselves as pretty, or people that the public perceives as pretty. I often wonder if it leaves a deficiency in your personality somewhere. You know, because you can just lie and people believe what you say because you're attractive. Or, I don't know if there's anything to that, but there's something particularly gross about people who kind of play on their niceness image, looking. But really, there's an ugliness coming through them. And they won't admit to it. It's really quite scary. Belle, I think you're really fucking misguided, man. And I agree with Xylee. I don't think you started off with bad intentions. I think you just picked up a narrative and you wanted to repeat it because you know that you'd get a lot of, yes, queens. It's pretty easy to do content on Eugenia Cooney and get everyone fucking agreeing with you. Just regurgitate the fucking same old accepted narrative. But I think you did get triggered, obviously. I mean, you said you got triggered. But instead of, recognising that, you said you'd done work. You said you would, it's very young. 10 is very young to have an eating disorder or have disordered eating. And you don't, I have not heard, I don't keep that up much, but I'm unfamiliar if you've disclosed anything else about your condition, as in, i.e. how long you were in active illness, etc. So I can't obviously make any guess as to the type of therapy you did. If you're a child, the kind of therapy you do as a child is very different to the therapy you do as an adolescent and an adult. But if you are speaking so familiarly about being triggered, then, to me it seems that you've at least done some work with a professional about what happens when you're triggered. And it is very concerning that over the course of all these months that you were being triggered, that you did not avail yourself of your tools, that you chose to continue to expose yourself to your triggers. To the point where you're claiming now that you have relapsed. That's very irresponsible of you. Treating yourself like that makes you unqualified to be any kind of mentor or assistant or support for anyone. But it makes you very eligible to be someone in need of support and mentoring. So perhaps you're not ready to be the educator yet, Belle. Perhaps you need to just work on yourself a little more and work on those parts of yourself that make it hard for you to avoid your triggers. I'm not unsympathetic to that. I'm a fucking ex-drug addict, for fuck's sake. I know about triggers and I know about not wanting them, but still, not, wanting a certain outcome, but still fucking acting a certain way. Excuse me, I don't know why my alarm's going off. Hello. Oh. Okay. Excuse me, let's turn. I just need 1 second, I just got to turn my light off. I didn't realise it was so late. Yeah, look, those kinds of things just seem quite obvious to me, that you're not ready to be the person giving the advice. That doesn't mean you haven't got something good to say or anything worth saying in these areas. Just that if you're not going to practice the therapy, if you're not going to practice what you need to practice when you need to practice it, then you need to be off learning how to make that autonomous. It can take many years to learn to not follow through with some of your triggers. It can take a while to not seek them out. It can take a while to let go of some of your mental illnesses or your disorders or something like that, because a lot of the time we make them part of our identity, and we subconsciously worry that we won't be anybody, or we won't know who we are if we don't have these illnesses or conditions anymore. And that's a very real thing. It doesn't sound very logical, but it's really, really normal. And I don't know if that's something that's going on with you, Belle, or if you're exaggerating the whole disordered eating thing and being I don't know you. I don't know if you're being truthful. But I'm just going to take it as if you are about being truthful about yourself. Because, well, number one, I don't feel comfortable about assuming that you're not being truthful. And I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be. But yeah, like, sitting here going, look at me, it's fucking, I've been triggered because I had to do all of this. No, you don't get sympathy for that, right? You get a smack on the bum and told to fuck off and go and do your work, right? Because what are you doing this far down the process? Going, I relapsed again because I fucking kept triggering myself. Nah, mate, can't pull that one. That's not self-responsibility, eh? That's not accountability. That's cop-out. Full-on cop-out. Any junkie who's done recovery knows that one, buddy.
People trying to paint him as this fair and objective creator. So I went back and looked at some of his past work, and he literally called D'Angelo Wallace, of all people, the biggest douchebag on
of all people
the internet.
Yeah, he did. Years ago, like several years ago, called him a big douche, the biggest douchebag on the internet. And D'Angelo would probably say, yeah, and? But also, D'Angelo is a douchebag. Like, why are you worshipping? D'Angelo Wallace, of all people. What do you mean of all people? He's some 20-year-old fucking upstart dude who thinks he knows everything. Who fucking has a bunch of bad takes. Also can't admit when he's wrong. And also dissembled when he got called out for his bullshit. And his straw man ad hominems, etc., etc., slippery slopes and all that. Like, come on. What are you putting him on a pedestal for? The guy's a narrative pusher. And I think he's he's starting to get a bit embarrassed about, that era of his content.
D'Angelo Wallace. Now,
Why do you say his name with such reverence? Yeah, D'Angelo Wallace, D'Angelo Wallace, the douchebag. Yeah? What about it? Douchebag, 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 douchebag. Big deal. You're a douchebag. I'm a douchebag. We're all fucking douchebags. Cry me a river. I don't think D'Angelo Wallace is crying, and I don't think you need to defend him, and I don't think you need to get so butthurt. Because the guy was taking the piss, right? He wasn't like, that fucking Indian is the biggest douchebag in the planet. He was like, fucking fuck this guy, he's the biggest douchebag on the planet. Like, seriously, dude, like, learn tone. Okay? Like, fucking hell.
See any of this fair and objective criticism thrown at anyone else who's problematic?
Willie Mac don't claim to be fair and objective. Like, who's trying to claim that? How's the shit-eating look on its face at the moment? Like, fucking hell. Like, Belle, you're so embarrassing. Not one zinger. Not one zinger. Not even the fucking Eugenia fucking thing with the mods and whatever it is. Because that was already resolved. And you knew it. And even though you amended your fucking pinned comment, you still didn't tell the fucking truth. Yeah? You begrudgingly fucking, gave the information you had to give, but you still kept the rest of the lie story up there just in case. Like, fuck, man. Why is it so impossible for some people to even admit the slightest, tiniest little bit of I fucked up, or I was wrong, or I went overboard, or I said too much, or that was rude of me, or that was wrong, or I should not have done. Why is it so hard? Why is your ego so fucking fragile? Like, you should not be putting your opinion out online if you can't hack, if you Actually, I don't know how to finish that thought. Sorry, it wasn't very well formulated, but do you get what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you doing pointing the finger and criticizing other people when you fucking can't handle it yourself, when you're so fucking fragile that you cannot even admit to your own failings? And everyone's got them. Every one of us. None of us are perfect. None of us are even fucking all that great. Like, come on, man. It's fucking righteous bullshit.
This creator also framed Katie Morton as some kind of hero. This Katie Morton.
Yeah, well, maybe he likes Katie Morton.
With all of his objects,
he's allowed to like Katie Morton, all right? I think Katie Morton's a bit of a dipshit. Well, I don't know if she's a dipshit, but she was professionally fucking... I don't know if negligent's the right word. I don't mean negligent in the legal sense, but she was professionally negligent, in my opinion. Okay. But I also think that she's got her own fucking, I want to be a celebrity issues. And I think that sometimes clashes with her, her professional, ethical, what's the word? Constraints.
Activity. He just didn't care about letting his audience know what kind of person she is, or
he has a different opinion to you. Okay? That's not him deliberately trying to mislead people. He likes Katie Morton, or did, or whatever. Also, she got bashed unfairly for that BetterHelp, and I've got a couple of clips, well, I've got one in particular where, so there's a user of BetterHelp, a content creator, and she speaks quite highly of them as a user of their services, current and regular user of their services, and she, doesn't go along with that shit at all. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think Katie, whatever her name is, did herself too many favours by getting overly involved in Shane Dawson and fucking that Jacqueline Glenn chick. But perhaps Katie Morton is struggling, trying to work out whether she's a YouTuber or a fucking psychologist. She's not a clinical psychologist either, as far as I know. Sorry, Mike and actor. She's a social psychologist, from what I can gather. Cool.
He just did zero research into her.
How do you know? You have no idea how much research he did into her. Okay? Actually, from judging by what he was saying on Xylie's show today, he knows quite a bit about her.
If you want to watch some videos that are actually objective about some of the horrible things Katie Morton has done, including promoting an app that was really shady and exploited users with depression, then you should check out either Uncle Herman.
That is your opinion. Not everybody shares it, and there has been quite a bit of information saying that that was a bit misrepresentative, that particular rave.
Or iNabber's videos, but there are a bunch of other videos.
Oh, like what you're trying to say, iNabber's objective. Oh my god. You'll just fucking say anything, won't ya? It's like Trisha Paytas. It's like all of them. They know you're not going to go and check up on them. And so they'll just fucking say anything, eh? So it just sounds like they're being real. iNabber. Fuck. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Uncle Herman, they're a pretty cool channel, I guess. You know, they're pretty funny. It's another nameless voice changer channel. And yeah, they're entertaining. But once again, they're also narrative pushers. They don't necessarily, you know, they're like a T channel. They're you know, they're like, oh yeah, and this has happened, and this is the story, and this and that, and da-da-da, and it's all just the accepted popular narrative. There's no, yeah, I'm not really sure. There's not a lot of commentary in there. I think that's why people make the distinction between tea and commentary. Because the tea channel is not really contributing anything to the conversation. It's just giving you the goss. Yeah. So, I know, you know, I mean, Xylie's quite adamant that there's no such thing as a T channel. And sure, back in her day, there wasn't. Yes, there were only drama channels. However, many of the drama channels have T in their name, and they often use the word T unironically and spilling the tea and other ridiculous statements like that, unless they're coming out of a fucking black drag queen's mouth, they sound fucking stupid. Basically, the audience assumed that they were called T channels, and it wasn't Keemstar, it was the audience, I believe, that started adopting the term T channel because there wasn't really a distinction between T channels and drama channels. I think people just started incorrectly calling certain kinds of drama channels T channels. And then, after that, the question came up, well, what is the difference between a T channel and a drama channel? Nobody had ever really considered it before because there wasn't really a difference. But through people's perceptions and new people coming and making their own assumptions and this and that, it looked like there were these two different things, T channels and drama channels. So people started making distinctions. Well, you know, when you think about it, the channels that I consider T channels, they seem to do this. And the channels I consider to be commentary channels, they do this. So, yeah, I think there are T channels now. You know, I think it has become part of the drama channel and I think T and drama have both become part of the commentary umbrella. So I think as time goes on, there'll become more of a distinction, you know, maybe, who knows? Maybe I'm just talking out my ass, but that's kind of what it looks like anyway. It looks like there'll be, you know, people associate T channel with coming out a lot of content, not very deep, so quite superficial, but fast on the uptake, you know, as in coming out breaking news kind of thing. And kind of, little gossip over the fence, kind of da-da-da-da-da, don't take it as gospel. And then there seems to be the drama channel thing, which and remember, I'm not saying there's a really clear hard boundaries. And I'm not saying this is what I believe. I'm kind of just saying what this is what I've gleaned from listening to a wide range of different people's opinions and comments. And so then you've got drama channels, which may have some crossover with T channels and commentary channels, but they tend to be a little more, have a little bit more depth. Not necessarily be quite so gotta get it out straight away. So, they might report on a subject a day or two or a few after, it's hit, after the T channels have kind of grabbed onto it. They tend to give a bit of opinion rather than just kind of going, this is what's going on. T channels, not a lot of opinion in the T channels. Yeah, they just run narrative and give the latest fucking news, the breaking news. The drama channels give a little bit of opinion, have a bit of an angle in their approach. Still fairly timely, but not quite as obsessed about jumping, being the first one to get out there. Then the commentary, once again, still has some tendrils and crossovers with drama and tea. They are all in the same, under the same umbrella. Commentary tends to come out after an event or a happening rather than while it's happening. Tends to have an even larger depth of information. Will also have opinion, but rather than being opinion heavy like the drama channels, it will be more discussion points heavy. Yeah, so rather than one opinion this way, it'll be, these are these points, they've got these merits, these are these points, they've got these merits, what do you think? So that's and once again, I'm not saying that they are the definitions, that's how it is. That's not what I'm saying. They just seem to be the distinctions that seem to have kind of organically risen over the last year or two. Not just in terms of self-identification, but also in terms of how the audience is perceiving them. So, feel free to give your opinion on that. What do you think? Is there any difference between T and drama channels? Yeah, well, we know there's, commentary's always been fairly distinct unto itself. But yeah, that to me, there do seem to be three tiers of, say, entertainment community reporting news. Anyway, back to what's-her-face bitching about Katie Morton.
That are really good about this. Another point that I found really interesting is his insistence that I am a T channel. Now, if you look at this clip from his video,
he's taking the piss, man.
What do you notice about every content creator on the screen right now? They're all either a woman or they're LGBT. So, let me get this straight. If you talk about
well, they do tend to be the people that do the really fast-paced, gossipy, fucking get it out there quick, tell a lot of tales. I don't think it matters. I don't think that that means you can say, oh, only those people do that and only... No, could be maybe just that's who's naturally gravitating towards that kind of content at the moment. Doesn't have to be any kind of conspiracy. And making an observation on it Doesn't mean you're putting anyone down. Once again, he was pretty much taking the piss. You can hear it in the tone of his voice. You know, I mean, he says something dumb like, us commentary channels, we can take the critique, you know, and like, it's like, that's a bullshit thing, you know, he's just fucking being a wanker. Like, just to take that kind of shit so seriously, such a minor point, being also a joke, and then to take it so seriously that you've got to sit here and spend 5 minutes trying to debunk it, it's just embarrassing.
Events on YouTube, then you're a T channel. Well, as long as you're LGBT or a woman. But if you're a straight guy, then it's just commentary, bro.
When a T channel says rotten stuff about Gabby or the commentary guys, it's okay. We could take it.
When a T channel says rotten stuff about Gabby or the commentary guys, it's okay. We could take it.
Okay, got it.
He's messing around. Like, you can hear it in his voice. Like, oh, God. Serious, like, just to be this age and to just get hung up about this stuff, like, man, don't become a teacher, eh? Because the kids will just make you cry. I don't know why you want to save kids, because I don't think kids would like you very much. I think they just think you're a bit lame. I mean, what do? You don't do anything fun or cool. Can't skate. Can you do backflips? Can you juggle? Can you ride a bike? Know any good games? Can you kick a footy? Like, why would kids even fucking, like, why would kids even like you? Why do you like kids? Why don't you just have some if you love them so much? I don't understand. I don't get, like, what is it? What's the kids thing? I don't get it.
I also find it really funny because Sloan...
You don't find it funny. And please, are you going to sit here and tell us that Sloan is some kind of fucking person with integrity? That guy's such a scummy clout chaser.
Literally uses his platform. He is brave enough to use his platform to call out some of the most prolific predators on YouTube and in Hollywood.
Dude, he jumps on trending topics, pushes narrative. He's also someone who says he knows no boundaries, doesn't have respect anyone's fucking privacy, will say anything, doesn't matter whether it's true or not. It is hilarious that you are defending this guy. This guy does not do commentary. He is a shock jock. He does, what's it called? He's a concern troll. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think so. He's a concern troll. Like full on fucking skis. Skis. Full on skis. No honour. Not honest. No. Skexy. No. Terrible. Oh, and also quietly fucking yeeted his Eugenia Cooney video before I could bloody download it. Because his is a doozy. It's full of BS. Typical Sloan fucking, like, disgust. Like, he's gross, man. He's a slimy motherfucker. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't usually fucking speak like that about people, but no, he is a horrible content creator. And he's mean and horrible to anybody that even slightly doesn't kiss his ass. Like, he'll go out of his way to attack them and get his crowd to attack them. He doxed a completely innocent person. I think the video is still up. He doxed a completely innocent person that doesn't even have a YouTube channel because he tried to dox somebody that they were acquaintances, and then, I don't know, she did something that he didn't like, so he decided he didn't like her or something. They decided, they weren't friends anymore, so he decided he was going to dox her. Fucking went to town making videos about this woman, put the wrong fucking woman's name and photo up, didn't he? Didn't apologise. Didn't take it down. Didn't give a fuck. Didn't, couldn't say sorry. I was wrong. Just moved on. Yeah, that Sloan. Yeah, that one. The one that's privated his disgusting, fucking horrible attack video on Eugenia Cooney. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What a gent. Real classy guy, that one.
So how dare you call Sloan and reduce his content to just being tea?
His content is worse than tea. Okay? It's just garbage. Sloan, garbage content creator.
His videos, I looked at his channel. He talks about like Tati Westbrook. So that's commentary?
No, his #1 tea channel, bitch. You're never gonna live that down. He's taking the piss. Like, look how fucking sneering your face is. Just lighten up, honey. Lighten the fuck up. Like, go, like, behind that weird teddy thing for 5 minutes. Have a quick fucking diddle and lighten the fuck up. You are seriously butthurt. Like, get over yourself. You aren't going to last 5 minutes in BreadTube. And actually, I bet you're going to end up using this as an excuse not to go to BreadTube and just stay around and hang around in commentary. You know what I'm saying. I mean, you've already said you were going to leave before and you didn't. You made a big deal out of it. You made a whole, like, it was another big, sad, fucking poor me fucking thing. I don't like emotional manipulators, eh? It's pathetic. It's so rude. And it's patronising too. Like, what, you think I'm so stupid? I can't see what you're doing? What, you're going to tell me a sob story and then ask me a favour? Or tell me a sob story and then fucking want me to have a particular opinion? It's not how it works, man. I'm not stupid. Anyway, Willie Mac. Yep, Cancer Tea channel, big deal.
But talking about grooming minors and predators in Hollywood, that's just tea? Okay.
It is the way Sloan talks about it. It's garbage.
Okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I also reached out on Twitter to debate this guy on the whole Eugenia Cooney Thinspo content situation, and this was the objective and intellectual response that I got. So, no.
Dude, it was a joke. Like, how dumb do you think you would have looked? Hey, you should debate me. And don't say I reached out. I doubt that it was polite. Okay? I'm sure it wasn't a lovely fucking letter. It was probably very full of butthurt, just like you are now. You did that. But he's blocked. What do you think he's going to say? He's not going to say, oh, excuse me, but you've got me blocked up. No, he's going to go, yeah, you fucking idiot. How am I going to debate you? You've got me blocked. Like, you just use this as an excuse not to debate him because I think you're scared to debate him. That's just my opinion, speculation. It's not a fact, although it could be. But, and it's funny, I think it's funny that you're, that you think you can go up against Augie. Because, yeah, like, I know Augie, yeah, he doesn't try very hard sometimes, eh? And he lets a few things go because he's kind of a lazy debater. But, I think he'd probably, like, go probably to 50% capacity to debate you. Like, you might not like him. You might call him a misogynist. But you better come fucking switched on if you're going to debate him, eh? Because I don't think he'll let you get away with much. He won't be as easy on you as he was with fucking Deaf Noodles. But yeah, you should, I don't know, start a GoFundMe and fucking, I don't know, see if you can raise some cash by a sense of fucking humor.
I will not be debating him. But also, if you take a look
We knew you never were gonna.
at his content overall, such as his video getting upset at YouTube for banning Alex Jones or other extremist and awful creators, you can start to paint a picture of his...
Yeah, because banning people is stupid. What, just because you don't like what they say? Okay, like trying to make YouTube nice is a fool's game. So, sorry, we're always going to be on different sides there. And if you can't understand that that's a freedom of speech thing, and the fact is that, and that it's not a very robust democracy that can't handle having ideas discussed in front of them, you know, like, yeah, you're not very politically aware at all, are you? Really? Like, you don't even have a basic political awareness and you want to go into political commentary? Come on, man. Come on. You gotta have a lot fucking deeper understanding than that. And you've got to have a lot more cognitive skill than that too.
views on, let's just say, progressive issues. Now, before we get into the specific...
What are progressive issues? Because that's just a name. They're not really very progressive. They were maybe 20 or 30 years ago, but not anymore. They're old now. We should have new ideas.
Video in question, I do just want to clarify that I have never, ever advocated for a single person to go and send any hate towards Eugenia Cooney or harass her at all.
That depends on your definition of hate and harass. I would call a petition to get her deplatformed very much harassment. Yeah? So yeah, you may not have said that in as many words, but we all know that that doesn't mean that you didn't. You did openly and actively encourage people to dislike her content, to report her videos. Pretty sure that's against TOS, honey. Yeah. Not sure. I think you told them not to give her watch minutes. Did you tell them to unsubscribe? Because that's against TOS as well. You're not allowed to tell people to unsubscribe from another creator. That's against the rules. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to have to call you a liar here, Dale, because, no, this isn't true. Yeah, you're technically being correct because, yes, you may not have said those exact words. But who are you trying to fool, man?
That has just not happened.
Yes, it has.
I know some people are lying right now, and some people are trying to milk the situation for views. And
yes, namely one creator named Belle Aubrey.
Make it seem like I'm this horrible person, and that's just what I like to do.
Nobody is trying to make you seem like a horrible person. Unfortunately, you keep making videos, and you're starting to look a bit like a horrible person. Okay, but that's kind of all on you, because everybody else has only been arguing the points, not the person. Okay? Another reason why, you know, it's pretty easy to see that you're immature, because a mature person would see that it was the points being argued, not the person. So there's nothing to be butthurt about.
But I actually haven't. In fact, I've always said the exact opposite. I have told people to not go and comment on her videos. I've told people specifically to not harass her. And if you feel like you must do something, you can block and report the content.
Yeah, you're not exactly being truthful.
You know, so you don't get triggered by it when YouTube puts it on the trending page.
YouTube doesn't control the trending page. If you were the legend fucking content creator you keep trying to make yourself out to be, this is what I don't understand. None of you cunts remember, you all fucking get the trending page wrong. It's not trending anymore. Over a year ago, they changed it, okay? It now has nothing to do with whatever popular video, this and that. It's curated now. So it's something, and it's not even created by humans. It's something to do with bloody, I can't remember. God, it's really complicated. Nobody understands fucking YouTube, and that's including YouTube. I'm trying to remember the letter offhand, okay? So anyway, they sent out an email saying, okay, we're redesigning the trending tab and the explore tab or whatever it's called, okay? This one's going to change its name to this one's going to change its name to this. The trending tab is still going to stay the trending tab. However, the way that we curate what ends up on the trending tab is not the same. So it's not what's trending anymore. It is a curated, this is their words, a curated selection of content. Don't ask me how they curate it, probably via an AI like they fucking do with everything else. Okay? They've also said when people in the past recently have have contacted them, I think this was about Jeffree Star being on the trending or somebody that was unpopular at the time. So people contacted YouTube and complained about that. And, you know, I can't remember what they said. It's just gone out of my head, sorry. Oh, I haven't really made that point very well, have I? I'm going to have to go and find the fucking thing because I don't remember what it is. But basically, no, you've got the trending page fucking wrong.
So if you think I'm the kind of person that's ever going to bully or harass someone, then please just unfollow me on everything.
I don't have to wonder whether you're that kind of person. I have observed you with my own eyes being that kind of person, bullying and harassing. Now, you might have a different definition of bullying and harassing to me. Perhaps you think that bullying is just standing over someone and being mean to them, to their face or something like that. But let me assure you, bullying and harassment are very wide definitions. All right? And you have contributed to the bullying and harassment of Eugenia Cooney. Like, own it. Just own it, man.
I have never, ever called for YouTube to ban people simply because they have EDs.
That's what it boils down to. Okay? All the non-reasons that you pick on Eugenia for to get deplatformed. Okay? That's all they boil down to, is having an ED. A lot of the things that you bitch about her are symptoms of an ED, but you treat them like they're a character trait and you denigrate her and vilify her for them. Okay, you are lying here right now. Okay, you're barefaced lying, you're talking down to your audience and you're patronizing everybody and you are barefaced fucking telling porkies. And you're so angry about it. You can't even calmly say it. Because it's not the truth. You might think that you haven't done anything wrong, Belle, but that's because you're not seeing your own behaviour clearly at the moment. Yeah? And I don't mean that as to be mean. I mean that to be like straight up, honest, fucking respectful, man. You are not seeing your own behaviour clearly right now. Because you are acting horribly to another human being. I can't believe that you can't turn this around and imagine being treated like that yourself. Just the fucking righteousness. It's not sustainable.
Implying that I think all people who suffer with an ED should be banned from YouTube automatically is just not true. Like,
yeah, it isn't true because nobody is making that claim. Nobody. I just hate dishonest people, eh? I just fucking can't handle it. Like, yeah, sure, everyone fucking, you know, fucking skips over the truth a little bit here and there, but this is wholly and solely dishonest. This is fucking dishonest. And I don't know whether it's dishonest because the person is so insecure that they cannot bear to admit that they've fucking stepped out of line. Like, or whether it's actually conscious and she knows that her ass has fucking been, like, exposed. She, you know, because she got on her high horse and went too far and thought she could get away with it. And, like, I'm sorry, but there are people in Eugenia's camp that won't fucking let you treat her like that, eh? I mean, what? It was months ago now that I made that fucking video defending her, telling you to fuck off. And I wasn't the only one. Shoehole 2021. Go check it out. My undies are really cool.
that's just a straight up lie, which is very rich coming from someone whose entire argument was based on me supposedly lying. Now, I just want to reiterate, this creator is lying to you.
No, he's not. I just want to reiterate. Why is he lying? You don't point out exactly why and you don't bring receipts. I'm sorry, I'm changing the speeds. I can't fucking sit through this fucking idiot. Well, she might not be an idiot, but, like, the shit she's talking is fucking stupid. Alright, go.
By implying, in any way, shape, or form, either directly or indirectly, that I support removing people from YouTube simply because they are sick. I have never thought that. By that logic, since I haven't...
No one's ever implied that. You're lying now. Again. No one's ever implied that. Okay? But that's what it boils down to. You want Eugenia off the fucking platform for no other reason other than you don't fucking like what she looks like.
I would also need to be deplatformed.
All the reasons that you make up are just bullshit fucking reasons, man.
Remember that community guideline that I went over like 10 seconds ago?
Whoops, sorry,
According to YouTube's community guidelines, there's a certain amount of responsibility that comes with that influence. If you look at YouTube's...
Oh, that's right, the influence. Belle, we're all influencers, okay? We all influence each other, whether we're online or not, okay? Human beings influence each other. That's how we work. It's just part of how we communicate. We're social creatures. All right? Everybody. Oh, look at that one. Everybody's an influencer. You have been influencing people to, you know, be nasty and bullies and to dehumanize and to treat people like shit for several months. So how come you get to, like, get patted on the back, like, when you're actually quite horrible? Now we're going to go through these dumb terms of guidelines. They don't mean anything. Basically, the argument Belle's going to make is, why wasn't I doing it? No. Because, Belle, you've got eating disorder and pro-ana and stuff in your
because it was bullying
title.
Eugenia Cooney. Remember that community guideline that I went over like 10 seconds ago?
10 seconds ago?
It wasn't a bullying...
You stupid people. Didn't you see it? 10 seconds ago it was. I'm going to have to read it all the way out to you again because you're too fucking stupid, because now I have to make my point.
Or something else, because that's a completely different guideline. The only thing that would make sense for it to be taken down for is if it violated their eating disorder policy, which is under the harmful and dangerous content section.
Okay, look, this has been explained so many times to Belle that if she fucking can't get this by now, then she does not really, she's not actually intelligent enough to be running the type of platform, the channel that she's running. All right? She thinks Eugenia's content breaks TOS. Nobody else, including YouTube, does. Her video, which had overt language about self-harm, anorexia, eating disorders, pro-ana content, went actually into a bit of detail about the pro-ana world and some of its signs and symbols, blah, blah, blah. So effectively educating people on where to look for the shit. How can you not work out why your video didn't blip the AI? It's very simple. Anyway, we're not going through this bit because this is a fucking dishonest waste of time where Belle tries to make my video got taken down, then tries to say that it wasn't fair because Eugenia, and then casually mentions that it's back up. Yeah, because it got reviewed. YouTube realised the AI had made a mistake in pulling it and reinstated it. So that entire sneering, snarling bit where you're throwing your hands in the air and fucking saying, see those TOS that I just showed you? All for nothing. All for nothing. Because your video being taken down ended up being a non-event. So why are you still bringing it up? Why? I get it for those first few days when it was taken down, okay? Even though I don't understand why you were convinced it was fucking Eugenia that took it down and that she was somehow fucking had a special relationship with YouTube and she could ring them up and get your video taken down. Like, do you see how paranoid that is, lady? Like, come on. But you should not have even brought this up because the video was only down for a few days and then it was back up on a manual review. So everything you're fucking bitching about is irrelevant.
Does. Eugenia is making YouTube a ton of money, and I'm...
No, she is not. Let me ask you this, dear viewer. Think for a minute. How often does Eugenia Cooney upload onto YouTube? What, once, twice a month, if that? Who uploads more Eugenia Cooney content? Who uploads the most Eugenia Cooney content onto YouTube? I'll give you a hint. It's not Eugenia Cooney. Do a search on YouTube for Eugenia Cooney. Look what will come up. There are hundreds of uploads every week, every month. I don't know how often. Eugenia Cooney streams on Twitch. She streams on Twitch regularly. She uploads to YouTube, maybe once a month, if that. Maybe, let's say, 15, 20 times a year, if that. Really? She makes YouTube a shit ton of money. She's not even on YouTube. She's on Twitch, dude. All your Eugenia Cooney content, it's uploaded by other people. It's fucking another stupid argument. Here's another really, really fucking just go nowhere argument, eh? Seriously. It's getting embarrassing. Like, seriously getting embarrassing.
It's not doing that. In other words, it all boils down to money. Now, before people who are...
No, it doesn't. She has, 4 million? She gets a couple 100,000 views. She can't be earning that much fucking money, you idiot. Just, ugh.
Hell-bent on trying to bring me down, start going on about how...
No one is hell-bent on trying to bring you down. Where do you get this paranoia from? You have acted like a fuckwit. You are getting taken to account for it. It's that simple, Belle. It's that simple. It's that fucking simple. No one's after you. No one's trying to bring you down, honey. Like, can you hear the garbage coming out of your mouth?
It was actually me violating the bullying or harassment policy. Just know that the email didn't cite the bullying or harassing policy as the reason they took my video down. Remember, the reason they took my video down was for violating the harmful or dangerous policy.
Yes, because you had pro-Anna in the title. You're still talking about this. Okay, I'm not going through the video thing because then she quietly says, oh, but the video's taken up. The video was put back up and then tries to make it a triumph. It wasn't a... Oh, my God. So you're lying about how YouTube works as well. Oh, my God.
Do you honestly think, though, that if we go through this creator's entire tweet history, we're not going to find a single thing that he no longer stands by? The difference is I'm not going to sit here and find a single tweet and then nitpick it over and over and over.
No, you're just going to make a 30-minute video full of tiny nitpicking points and then nitpick them over and over and over and over and over. Everything you've accused Willie Mack of doing, you've actually done like 13 times worse right here, right now, yourself.
To death, if it's not in line with that person's intent. And I think I've been pretty clear about what my intent is this entire time.
Yes, you want Eugenia Cooney off all of her platforms, you want all of her sponsors gone, and you want her fucking income taken off her. You've made it very clear what you want. Don't try and fucking pretend that's not it now.
To address the point he made about me saying that I never wanted her deplatformed, I have always had the same stance on Eugenia.
Yes, you want her deplatformed. Off all social media until you deem she's healthy enough to come back. Which, that, like, how you can even say that out loud without understanding how stupid that is, I don't understand. But, Belle, you've been really open about this. How the fuck can you walk this back now? Right? I never had much respect for you anyway. But, like, I openly, pretty much, just openly disrespect you now as a person. It's just... I'm gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked at just how nasty and petty and bitchy and small-minded you are, and how not very clever.
I have always said that I think her content should be either age-restricted or removed because...
Age-restricted was never the first option. Deplatformed. Why aren't you saying it? Deplatformed. You say it every 5 minutes, every other fucking day. Not removed, darling. You said deplatformed off all social media, all her social media accounts. Remove all her income, all her sponsorships. 'Cause you're a liar. You're a liar.
I think it is causing a lot of harm to people, and as someone who suffered with an ED myself, I know exactly how dangerous...
So suffered. At 10 years old, suffered. I thought you said you relapsed. Aren't you suffering? Ooh, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I thought you said you relapsed. When did you relapse? Because you've been online all this time. But now you're saying suffered with an eating disorder. But then you said you got triggered and now you're fucking back. Something's not adding up here. Something's not fucking adding up. I don't trust this chick anymore, eh? I reckon she'd straight up fucking lie. I reckon she would. I really reckon she fucking would.
And insidious this disease is, and how harmful Thinspo and pro-Anna content is to those...
Thinspo can be anything. anything. Eugenia didn't choose to be thinspo. People choose their own thinspo. That's such a non-argument, eh? It's ridiculous. It's so backwards.
Those who struggle with EDs or who are prone to struggle with EDs.
I don't know about the stats in America, but in Australia, 7 out of 10 women have had disordered eating or an eating disorder. Da-da. It's everywhere. Everyone's got it. So everyone struggles. So yeah, I think we're all pretty fucking familiar with it. Thanks.
I have always said that. When I mentioned I never said that I wanted to deplatform her, I meant
Liar, liar, liar.
that I don't think she should be deplatformed from every social media that she has.
You have said those exact words. You have said deplatformed from every fucking social media account she's got. All her sponsorships taken away. You've said that. You have said that. You were so bold as well. You were like, Now look at you walking it fucking back in your fucking ugly fuzzy jumper. Jesus Christ. I hate liars. Fucking hate them.
Ever or will ever have forever. Like,
I fucking hate weak cunts too, eh? Fucking people with no courage. All big mouth and fucking all big and tough when they think they've fucking got everyone on their side. Fucking can't even stand up.
arguing this point is literally just hyperbole, but also I've always had the same stance and
It is not hyperbole. Okay, that is the wrong definition of that word. Hang on, I worked out what word she was trying to use this afternoon because I was like, why did she say hyperbole? That's not what hyperbole is. Hyperbole is over-exaggeration, like wild exaggeration. That's not hyperbole. I think she means hypocrisy. Let me double check.
said that I wanted to deplatform her. I meant that I don't think she should be deplatformed from every social media that she has ever or will ever have forever. Like, arguing this point is literally just hyperbole, but also I've always had the same stance and
What? It's not... She's not... It's the wrong word. It's not hyperbole.
that she has ever or will ever have forever. Like, arguing this point is literally just hyperbole, but also I've always had the same stance and I've always said it publicly. I think...
No, I'm sorry. It's not... She's using the wrong word. It's not hyperbole. Fuck, I wish I could remember the word. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting tired. I can't remember what it is. I'll try and remember, but it's not hyperbole. She's totally said the wrong word. She's done another page.
Eugenia's pro-Anna, thinspo, shock value content
No, she's
that
not.
is actively harming minors in her community.
No, it's not. That's your opinion and speculation with not any very much to back it up. Okay? Back off. You're making fucking baseless claims that you cannot back up about another creator. And that's a breach of TOS.
Should be temporarily banned or age restricted on YouTube. Not only because it's harming
She is age restricted on YouTube. You can't find her. She's not searchable on YouTube Kids. Okay? And a lot of the time, sometimes some of her stuff is limited or whatever it is.
minors and it's harming adults, but it also literally just does violate YouTube's own community guidelines.
No, it does not, as YouTube has repeatedly pointed out.
Now to address the Nikocado avocado situation. I knew even before I posted that video that people were going to intentionally misrepresent what I said.
Nobody intentionally misrepresented what you said. You used a very terrible argument because your principles are unsound. And you tried to argue 2 different points off the same principle. It's just hurting now, eh? It's just hurting. This whole argument that avocado is further away from the beauty ideal, that the beauty ideal is scrawn bag. No, I'm sorry, Belle, I think your idea of beauty is scrawn bag, because at the moment, the current beauty standard is fucking thick, baby. Is big, big booty. Big, big booby. Thick. Jiggly. The waif look has not been in since the 60s, 70s, and then the 90s. Okay? We haven't had heroin chic. That has not been the fucking ideal body type for a long time. And for you to try and imply that, Belle, is once again, well, it's disingenuous, but it's also, like, it's factually incorrect. Right? So, do some fucking research, man. Without using Google. Google is not a research tool.
Which is why I included this. Again, I think it's extremely important to acknowledge that Nikocado Avocado and people like him, such as like Amberlynn Reed and other people who do these like binge eating content videos online. I don't think
is the
that
dumbest
should be normalized.
argument.
I don't think it's healthy. I don't like to see it. I want to see people being healthy and having...
Well, why aren't you campaigning to get them deplatformed? They're very dangerous. There's more people with overeating disorders than there are with undereating disorders. I don't know about... Well, actually, I do know. In your country, I think it's 66% of your population are considered obese. In my country, it's something like 68 or something. It's almost 1 in 4 people are obese or highly overweight. Yeah, actually, Nikocado is far closer to the average than Eugenia is. So, once again, your argument is completely not correct. It's actually backwards to the point you're trying to prove. You could use data. Well, you wouldn't be able to prove the points you're trying to prove. You'd have to prove the opposite points. But data helps when you're presenting an argument.
Relationship with their body and with food. But I also think that there is already a lot of information out there about why that behavior is not good. And I think a lot of people sort of downplay the effects that eating...
No, actually, thanks to the body positive movement being hijacked by fat bitches, no, there are some very skewed messages about being big out there. The big is beautiful, the healthy at every size, the blah, 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 blah. No, I'm sorry. There is a large amount of very accessible and very widely believed dangerous information about overweightness and justifying being overweight. So yeah, I'm sorry. Once again, the data does not back you up.
Have on people, and I don't think that that is a responsible or okay thing.
Well, what you think doesn't matter, okay? The data does not back you up.
To do, especially considering some of these immediate dangers to your life that eating can put you in. It's also...
What immediate dangers? You don't become that skinny immediately. What immediate... So she didn't... What immediate dangers? Did you name any? Because, you know, there are just as many dangers, and well, none of them are immediate. You can stop eating for days and nothing will happen to you. You can eat no food for 5 days in a row and you'll still be alive. That's not immediate. Same with being obese. You don't get obese overnight. But the health issues on both sides of the spectrum, it's not a competition. Neither of them are better or worse than the other. They're both terrible. They're both harmful. It's fucking stupid for you to try and say one's worse than the other, in your opinion, or that you think one is more likely than the other. That's just your prejudice, man. That's your own bigotry speaking.
Really disgusting to me that so many people willfully misrepresent what I said and also refuse...
Nobody willfully misrepresented what you said. It is fucking disgusting that you are willfully misrepresenting your own words. All right? lying about something with a very convincing look on your face and some anger in your voice doesn't make it true. And when it's really obvious that it's not true because everyone's seen with their own eyes that it's not true, like, Belle, you're really losing credibility. You really are. Like, I mean, you did not have, you really don't have a lot remaining, okay, after the Darby and the, oh my goodness, and all that, and oh no, that missing girl thing where you tried, oh my goodness, where you tried to fucking tell everyone that you were fucking smarter than the cops or something. Oh my goodness. But come on, lady, you have let your ego fucking run right away with you, and you really need some guidance now, eh? You need some guidance. You need a mentor. You need a counselor. Okay, you need some fucking help because you're lost in your own fucking lunchtime. Like, you've sold yourself on your own bullshit.
To listen to the voices of people who said that they were literally directly influenced by Eugenia to look more like Eugenia.
Kalia, sorry, I did not see your comment there. I keep forgetting to pop my chat out. I'm so sorry. Oh, hang on, let me pop this out. Toggle. No. Give me my chat. Where is it? Where's my chat? Oh, there it is. Alright, sorry darling, let me grab my glasses. Sorry, I'm used to streaming to nobody, so I totally forget to look at comments. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, you're a new subscriber, aren't you? Oh, cool. Oh, well, Kalia, also, I didn't realise that I hit 100 subscribers. I'm doing a giveaway soon, and now you're a subscriber, which means that you can be in the entries. Yay! What do I think of Eugenia's personality? Do you think she's really as naive as she appears, or is it an act? I think she was really as naive as she appeared. I really do. I think she's actually grown up quite a lot in the last couple of years. I think it's been a bit of a forced grown up. My personal feeling on that is that Eugenia's emotional development, she was quite young anyway, like she's kind of infantilized, and whether or not that's, part of her upbringing or, or because, things happened to her, or somehow she picked up the idea that the world was too scary to be an adult in. And so she kind of keeps herself like juvenilized, and I think there was a time when she was growing out of that, and she was really, really trying to fight it, and she was pretending to be, she was still trying to play the little girl, you know what I mean? But I think, because, I think I've seen her really at just not coping, with some things that someone her age should have been quite developed enough to be able to handle psychologically. So I'm not sure if she's been sheltered or if by choice she's sheltered herself. But I think the last couple of years, I think she's really changed, and she's been really forced to grow up a bit. And I think she was really fighting it for a while, and be like, it looked like she was being really determined to stay in that la 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 la, But it really is a fact of life that we can't stay children forever, even if you've got money and someone who'll look after you, and you can stay a bit young, that she might need to be protected her whole life, But once the outside world kind of comes knocking and won't go away, it becomes very, very hard to retreat into that, childhood fantasy world. So I think she stopped. I think it became impossible for her to stay that naive. Yeah? Because you got to remember, she's been changing over time as well, like the scrutiny, all the commentary about her, it's got to have an effect over time, yeah? And, I mean, I don't know, obviously, but it appears that she does, if not all the time, that she does spend some time either watching her content about her or people tell her about content that's about her, So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one.
These are the exact demographics of people that I and many other creators have tried to protect. But no one chose to listen to them. They just decided to marginalize their voices and also ignore.
I think if she could choose, I think she'd choose to stay a child forever, and not have to worry about facing life or responsibilities and obviously that's not very healthy, but it does make me a bit sad. But also at the same time, if that's, if you can be looked after, if you can get away with living your life like that and it's making you happy and you can sustain it, who the fuck am I to say it's not right? Like Michael Jackson wanted to stay a kid. He didn't want to grow up. I get it. Grown-ups are shit. I don't want to grow up either. I fucking get 24 hours older every bloody day. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I think she tried to pull off an act for a bit too. That's just a guess too. Obviously, I know nothing. But I think she did try to kind of just stay in the fantasy for a little while, but it pretty much has been torn away from her. I mean, she's 27, 28, whatever she is. It's not that healthy to, try and stay a child. And that's why I think the learning to drive is a really good sign, because driving, you can't be scared. You've got to, develop some confidence to drive, and you've got to develop some trust in yourself, and you've got to make decisions, confidently and mean them and that kind of thing. And it actually can really develop your personality, learning to drive. It can really, bring you out of your shell a little bit. And, strangely enough, it can really, add some cool elements to your personality. And you're probably not even aware of that if you learnt to drive really young and you don't remember not driving, but if you've had a friend who, got to adulthood before they learnt to drive or something like that, and you can really see the change that it makes in a person. Or if you see, you've got a young person or something, and and they finally get their bloody license for the first time, and, and they can get a car and they can go out into the world a little bit, and you kind of see them get more outgoing and more confident. And, it's more than just being able to get to the shops driving, it changes your brain because it's a multitasking thing, so I think that's I think they'll really go a long way in Eugenia's life, having her license and being confident to drive. Anyway, let's get back into this.
In favor of the idea that, Belle said it's okay to look like Nikocado Avocado. Which, no.
No one said that you said that. This is just, isn't it just getting tedious that she's just making shit up and, being all, indignant about stuff that isn't even happening.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that considering how the media portrays people who look like Eugenia versus people who look like Nikocado, I think that there is a very obvious difference in the influence that Eugenia's content is going.
I see way more representation of people who look more like Nikocado than I ever do of people that look like Eugenia. I'm very underweight. I'm finally starting to put some on. But I don't even see people like me around. Everyone's bigger than me. You know, like, everyone's fat. I don't know what she's talking about. Like, it's not cool to be skinny. It's cool to be muscular nowadays. Even slim people go to the gym and they're built. They've got tone. Like, this, I don't know. I mean, if this was the 90s, yep, sure. And the heroin chic thing was in, you know, when all those laws got changed in the modelling industry and stuff. But that is just not the fucking ideal body type now. It's just not.
To have over people. And I think this is largely because of how the media represents people who...
The media don't represent people like that. The media represent big people all the time now. Have a look at TV ads. No one's skinny.
Like Eugenia. And I don't.
No, they don't. Who? Show me somebody. Excuse me. Show me somebody on an ad. Show me somebody on the internet. Show me somebody that the media is portraying that looks more like Eugenia. Show me. Show me, show me, show me, show me. Because I'm sorry, they don't. They're all bigger. No one's that skinny anymore. Like, this is bullshit, dude.
It's so complex for people to wrap their brains around.
Because you're lying. That's why it's complex. Because I can't work out how the fuck you could make this shit up. Yeah? Is it okay? I've just explained to you why it's so hard to wrap your fucking brain around. Because you're lying.
Obviously, there are still a lot of problems with Nikocado, and I don't think he's healthy or it's okay to look like that.
Oh my God, she's just losing the plot, isn't she? She looks so angry. How could you get so righteous about fucking being wrong? It's embarrassing.
But I also think that everyone knows that, and I don't really see as many people...
Who's everyone? What about the innocent children you were just trying to save? Surely, do you mean them when you say everyone? Who's this everyone you speak of, and what do we all know? I don't get
As influenced by Nikocado as Eugenia. And so when I say Eugenia...
That is an entirely speculative judgment. You have no way of knowing that. Just because you would rather look like Eugenia than like avocado, that does not mean that the whole world wants to look like that. Like, you cannot extrapolate like that. It's just nonsensical.
more dangerous. That's what I mean. Only that she is more...
No.
dangerous,
What?
but they are both still dangerous.
What? No. Once again, that's arbitrary. It is not more dangerous to be anorexic than it is to be obese. What a stupid thing to say. What a stupid thing to say. Especially because we know exactly how much obesity costs our health system each year. A fuck ton more than anorexia costs the health system. Once again, she's just denying all the data and making weird shit up in her head, but being angry about the fact that we don't believe her. I have no reason to believe a liar. I have no reason to believe someone who is not telling the truth. I have no reason to believe someone who makes stories up. What, do I look like a fucking Trisha Paytas stan?
I never said that Nikokado's content isn't dangerous at all. I just said that Eugenia's Thinspo is a lot more dangerous.
I'm not even going to do it. I'm not. I just can't even be bothered. That shitty. I never said. Like, just that tone. Just that tone. That's a tantrum. This is a tantrum. And it's uncomfortable seeing a grown woman throwing a childish tantrum over not being able to admit being wrong and over the line.
Because of how the media portrays people who are thin as being much more attractive. And it's pretty obvious if you go back and watch my entire video, not the out of context clips taken as the gospel truth, but like actually watch my entire video.
I did watch your entire video. And no, those weren't out of context clips. They were supportive information to the point that Willie was making. They weren't out of context clips because they weren't being presented out of context. The context wasn't being manipulated. They were being presented in the same context as they were presented in your video. Once again, you're making stuff up.
Then you'll see the point I was actually trying to make. This creator also...
She really thinks we're stupid. We're so dumb that we can't understand the point she was trying to make. And not only that, she fucking doesn't like us because we're so fucking stupid. She's sneering at us because we're so fucking stupid. Go back and watch my fucking video then, huh? Okay. Stop yelling at me. Stop twirling your hair at me. It's very aggressive hair twirling. I'm feeling a bit bullied. I'm scared of the colour purple. Fuzzy purple jumpers trigger me. I'm feeling very pressed. I might have to go and eat a sausage roll. Don't worry, I'll throw it up later.
Tried to use the point that one time another YouTuber stayed with Eugenia for a couple days like 5 or 6 years ago, as if this is proof positive that there cannot be any abuse going on in that.
He never presented it as proof positive that there was no abuse going on in the house at all. He simply gave another perspective from somebody who had actually been there. Not someone who was just making up gaps from the triggered obsessive, like, I don't know, do you want to be Eugenia? I don't get it. But no, once again, you're misrepresenting the situation. And that wasn't presented as proof. It was just presented as a perspective. Okay? He stayed there for a week. And I'm sorry, but yeah, okay, a few days you can probably hide something. A week. Even if you don't see anything, if something's going on, you'll get a vibe. I'm pretty sure. People aren't real. People aren't as stupid as you're making them out to be, Belle. So, I don't think anyone is taking that person's story of staying at Eugenia's as gospel proof. No one suggested that. But it is a real life experiential telling of someone who's actually been in the environment. And that's more than you've ever done. Way more.
House. It is so obvious that when someone has someone staying with them.
So obvious when someone has something staying with them. Oh my God. All right. What straw man point are you going to bring up now?
They're going to put their best foot forward, and they're not going...
No, not everybody does that. Yeah, some people do that, but plenty of people just act their normal selves. A whole week with another young man in the house who's autistic. And everyone's going to be... It's so obvious that everyone's just going to be on their best behaviour and fool this stupid boy. Belle thinks everyone's fucking dumb. Oh, except for Eugenia's mum. She's a fucking genius. This is not proof, Belle. This is once again your twisted, and very, very much subjective opinion and speculation.
To show any obvious signs of abuse. That does not prove that there is no abuse going on in that situation.
But what do you mean they're not going to show any obvious signs of abuse? No, even people, like, I was in an abusive relationship. He didn't show signs of abuse to anyone either. Like, are you kidding me? That doesn't, like, what the fuck? That is such careful wording. That is such careful wording, and I'm sorry, but if there was obvious abuse, then you couldn't hide it after a week. I'm sorry. Where? Where would you hide it? Oh, God. Gosh, she's an idiot.
It just means that for a couple days, they have to act like normal people.
A week! A week is not a couple days, okay? As you've told this story the last couple of minutes, this length of time this person's stayed at Eugenia's has gotten shorter and shorter and shorter. To now it's just a couple of days. And who's there for a week? A fucking week. Your case is not as strong as you're trying to make it out to be. It's not strong at all. You haven't got a leg to stand on, Belle. This is weak as piss, man. You're pathetic.
Like, this isn't really even worth going into. Like, this is so...
And yet here you are trying to make it a thing.
Ridiculous. It's barely even a point. Now, about the panties matching the eyeshadow comment that I made in one video one time.
One video one time. It wasn't the quantity of comments you made, Belle. It was the quality of that comment. It was the utter outrageousness, the degeneracy of your mind, and just the fact you made such a deal out of it made you look like a devo. You look like a pervert, Belle. Seriously. Whose fucking mind thinks like that, you fucking pervert? Seriously. You're trying to make Eugenia out to be some fucking devo. And you're the fucking devo. You're the one with the dirty mind. Yuck. Well, they do say the fucking redheads go off in this fucking sack, eh? Sorry. You don't stoke the mantelpiece. What is it? You don't look at the mantelpiece when you're stoking the fire. Anyway. Fucking shut up, Belle.
That they keep bringing up over and over and over again.
Because we cannot believe that you were so fucked in the head and so twisted and deviate and weird that you pulled that out of your fucking dirty little mind. It's not one comment just one time, Belle. It's one fucking sick little puppy.
As if it was the only point that I made in that video.
It may as well have been, for how fucking dumb it was, and how embarrassing it was, and how just uncomfortable. What the fuck is wrong with you?
If you don't think that that's valid, if you don't think that that is evidence of Eugenia doing it on purpose, that's completely fine. You don't have to agree with me.
It's got nothing to do with agreeing. You are completely wrong. Shade matched. Dude, that thing was shade matched. It's not pink. Matched the dress. I don't know if I could show my face. I'd be so embarrassed after fucking making a call like that. Like, well, number one, I wouldn't be fucking stupid enough. Well, I wouldn't think I was so smart that people were so stupid as I could fucking pull that one off. Number two, I'd be fucking humiliated that I'd said such a filthy thing. This is what I just can't understand. She's trying to defend herself. She's trying to defend herself. She's trying to defend herself for being a fucking perv. For being a fucking twisto. Like, ugh. Why do you like kids so much, Belle? I think you should stay the fuck away from them. Don't come anywhere near my kids.
But what I do find weird is I brought up a lot of other points in that video, and they really only harp on that one individual thing.
No, we don't. We harped on other things as well. It's just that one was jaw-dropping. It still is jaw-dropping. It's really sus. It's really sus. There's something sus about you, man.
And if it was that one thing, I wouldn't really think it was necessarily on purpose. But because of everything else that happened, that led me to believe that it was definitely on purpose. And I also want to know...
Shut. That doesn't make sense. You didn't... What? Everything else that happened? What everything else that happened? And then what was on what's on purpose? None of this makes sense. She's not saying anything. Again.
There were like 15 panty flashes in the video. It wasn't a live stream.
So what?
It was edited. I personally don't think that it's going to...
So what? Yeah, three of us made videos in our undies doing shoe hauls after that video because, big deal, she was wearing scunchies or pants or sports pants or fucking who knows what. So who cares? So what? She doesn't edit her videos. So she flashed her undies. Big deal. How come you noticed so much? Because quite honestly, I watched that video and I didn't notice the flashing. I didn't notice 15 flashes. I didn't even notice one. You must have been looking real fucking hard, Belle. Seriously, I don't remember fucking seeing any flashes, eh? Like, why? Like, okay.
get uploaded without her mother's approval, and that she probably saw it and knew about it.
What the fuck? She probably saw it and you... What the fuck? Where does your imagination get off, you sick piece of shit? You're a fucking sicko, eh? You are a sicko. Do you need help? Do you fucking need help? Because you think really dirty things about people. There's something wrong with your fucking brain. Yuck, man. What is this? You probably do this and you probably do that. Who the fuck thinks like that? Filling in gaps with your own dirty imagination. Ugh.
Without her mother's approval, and that she probably saw it and knew about it, but okay, sure. It definitely was edited by someone, either Eugenia or someone else. And so you're telling me...
Her mother doesn't edit her videos, you idiot. Her mum can't even fucking work a phone properly.
This editor, who edits a YouTube with 2 million subscribers videos, you're telling me that this editor left 15 shots of panties in the video without noticing? That Eugenia just somehow...
Maybe because they didn't care. Maybe it didn't matter. Maybe so what? Maybe it was like, oh shit, your undies are showing. Oh well, ha ha ha, nothing we can do about it now. Don't worry about it. It's fucking undies, dude. Like, what? Number one, this ain't the fucking 1800s. right? It's undies. We don't even know if it's undies. It could be sports scungies or fucking whatever. Who knows? Could have been bike shorts for all we know. Like, are you fucking kidding? Getting that wound up about a pair of fucking undies? You fucking got to be joking me. You have got to be joking me, eh? What just happened?
Was completely oblivious to that fact. Now, you might believe that.
Who cares if she was or not? Once again, you're just making a point out of nothing. You are so obsessed with this chick's undies. What's wrong with you?
And that's completely fine, but I am never going to be convinced that that was simply left in by accident.
Because you're a dirty-minded fucker! Obviously.
When the shock value of her videos go up, her views also go up. And Eugenia...
Nobody noticed the undies until you made a big deal out of it. I just looked at the shoes. Like, do you remember any of the shoes in that video? Or did you only watch to find reasons to pick on Eugenia?
been doing constant body checking and thinspo content for years with
Speculation, you don't know that.
zero regard for who it hurts,
Speculation, you don't know that.
regardless of how many times it's been brought to her.
Well, you know what? You have done enough to hurt her, enough for 15 million people. So let's call it even, shall we? Yeah? Your made up fucking millions of people that she's hurt versus you hurting her a lot. I don't understand how you can call yourself the good one in this situation, lady. 'Cause you don't seem like a real nice person, eh? And I don't know if I'd be friends with someone like you, eh? You just seem like a cunt.
Attention. When she does something shocking or controversial, her views skyrocket exponentially.
What does she do that's shocking or controversial? Because the shoe haul video is pretty cruisy, didn't have much to do with it. The last video I watched of hers was makeup video, I think. She put some makeup on. She showed, the palette. Wow, it was pretty scandalous. Do you know what I mean, Belle? She didn't really do anything, eh? Like, you're just making shit up again. Like, what does she do? Like, She's pretty basic, man. She posts the same fucking photo every day. Makes the same fucking videos all the time. It's not that outrageous.
And you can verify that by just checking out her YouTube channel for like 11 seconds. Now, I don't even necessarily...
What's with the... God, she just can't be bothered making this video, can she? Why'd she even do it then? God, if it's such a fucking hassle. And we're all so dumb. God, it must be hard being so fucking perfect, hey, Belle? God, you should just please give us lessons. Tell us how you do it. But can you please brush your hair next time? Goodness me. Holy shit. Learn some fucking grooming.
have a problem with people who post shocking content so long as
That's a joke. I don't give a fuck about her hair.
it's not done at the expense of the safety of their audience who watches them.
And how is it at the expense of the safety of the audience who watches them? This audience of imaginary children, which we've now got some information to suggest that, once again, this whole idea that Eugenia's audience is made up of children, that's a load of crap. Not saying there aren't children in her audience, but the majority of her audience are not children. Can we please lay that one to rest? Children. I'm not going to go there. I've got a whole video on that.
And in addition to this being already against YouTube's terms of service,
It's
I
not.
also want to stress that this is, more importantly, extremely dangerous to the minors and adults who are watching her.
No, it's not. That's speculation. Okay, I'm sorry. You can pick any TV show on Netflix and make the same argument that that is dangerous to minors. The thing is, if you're a minor, you shouldn't be on YouTube. No, is it minors? No, if you're a kid, you shouldn't be on YouTube. You should be on YouTube Kids. And apart from that, it's not our job to parent anyone else's children. Okay, it's a grown-ups world. If you choose to bring children into it and raise them, it's your job to make sure that you fucking got it down, not mine. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna go around and do nothing to them or anything. You know, I promise I'll fucking treat them decent, but I don't have to fucking, I don't have to change my life for their safety, and nor does anybody else. And Belle, once again, I'm really sus on you, fucking, you know, for the kids business. You don't have children, which is weird. You know what I mean? Like, people aren't usually obsessed about children unless they've got their own. I really, I'm not 100% sure I buy this, that you care about the kids that much. I really think you're just jumping on a bandwagon because it's a really hot topic that you can get a lot of clicks with. You know, you have proven that you generally show how much you care about something when it's also very timely and, you know, clickable. And also, like I said, if you really gave a fuck about the kids, maybe you'd be educating parents on how to, you know, have better cybersecurity, etc. Which I did bring. I can't be bothered tonight, but I do have some, you know, here you go. Look, boom. All you do, look up YouTube Kids Parental Resources, and here it will take you everywhere. Here's the tools and resources. You can create different profiles for all your different kids. You can approve or disapprove. You can have, there's an approved content only setting. There are lots and lots of things you can do if you bother to set your accounts up properly. Improve entire collections from our trusted partners. Select content levels based on your kid's age. Limit the screen time. Block single videos or entire channels. Keep up with what they watch. Make YouTube Kids free of paid ads. And then they also have an alert system and all that kind of stuff. They've got a bunch of resources for digital well-being and families, all that kind of. There is YouTube have a lot of stuff in place. Okay, they really do. Now, I'm not saying that all of, you know, those things are guaranteed to, you know, guaranteed safety for your child or anything, but there are many, many tools available for you to make sure that your children and minors have a safer or more controlled online experience. Yeah? And that is your responsibility as a parent. I know it's very painful trying to set up digital shit. It's hard enough doing it for yourself. This is the world we live in. Okay? If you are concerned about cybersecurity for yourself, you should be just as concerned about it for your child. You set up passwords for your phone. Do the same for your kid. You know, you should know what your kid's watching online. You really should. You should be checking their fucking history all the time. They don't have to know about it. You don't have to go to their computer. Like, learn. You are capable of learning. Yeah? How to use the internet and how to do all these things and how to set up online spaces so that your children can't access certain things. Okay, this whole fucking stupid thing that everyone's like, oh, the kids know more about the technology and we don't. Like, shut up. I'm fucking 50 years old and I've had the internet for 30 years. All right? I was 20 when I got the internet. It's not that difficult. My mum was 40 when I introduced her to the internet. Within 2 years, 2 years or 3 years, she was teaching at university teaching people how to fucking do the internet and fucking learn how to make websites and then started a business building websites for people. Okay? It's just fucking knowledge, man. Just learn new shit. Okay? It's absolute fucking ridiculous cop-out to say that, oh, technology, oh, it's too much for me, I'm old and all this, like, bullshit. Cop-out. Cop-out, cop-out, cop-out. And then you want people like this to fucking save your kids. Fuck off.
Now, many of you are probably unaware of this, but there's actually a huge anorexia fetish community online.
Oh, really? Oh, really, Belle? Oh, my God. Did you know there's a huge feeder community online, too? Did you know there's a huge, like, foot fetish community online? Did you know there's a huge vacuum cleaning and naked vacuum cleaning fetish? Did you know there's a red hair fetish community online, Belle? Did you know that? Did you know there's a redhead ringlet fetish community online? It's a fucking fetish community for everything. Once again, this is making a mountain, just nothing.
And while I don't have 100% proof that Eugenia is catering to this community, there is a lot of evidence from people who are very familiar with this, who know so much more about it than I do, that Eugenia might possibly be catering towards...
Maybe, people, this and that, like... Once again, just filthy speculation. Okay, so rather than targeting Eugenia with this shit and pointing the finger and being a cunt, why couldn't you have done a video interviewing somebody about, you know, someone who was in a fetish, the anorexia fetish community? You know, maybe have a little talk to them, or, you know, even like maybe talk about some of the symbols and some of the things to look out for, but not in connection with a human fucking being. You could have just educated people, but no, you chose to target somebody. I don't trust you, man. I don't trust you, I don't fucking trust you. My interview with blah, blah, blah. You always made it about you, Belle. You always made it about you. You can pretend it's for the kids. You can pretend it's for the victims. You can pretend it's fucking to get justice for Dorothy Validy's fucking victim. But one thing's always consistent. It's just always about you.
The community with certain requests that she takes in videos. I also want to note that there is 100% proof that there are people who are anorexia fetishists who are in Eugenia's own community. And for more information...
Who are... No, there was proof that there was one who was, okay? And then there's this other freak or whatever that was in and bullied and da-da-da that's got she's about to lie again about a whole nother thing as well.
On that, you can check out the Eugenia Cooney subreddit, although you will have to scroll back a little bit. I'm not going to go any deeper into the anorexia fetish aspect of this video, but if you want to see another video that was really well done, that really thoroughly went into it and kind of explained what it was, then I will link a video in the description below.
Why is the jump cut there? The jump cuts are really sus in this, eh? And they're really clunky too. They're really clunky. It's so weird that she's fucking referencing Of Herbs and Altars, because Of Herbs and Altars basically has said that what this chick's doing is fucking stupid and she's an ass. Like, she ain't on your fucking team, dude. She did not agree with anything.
By Of Herbs and Altars, which was absolutely amazing and really covered this very thoroughly. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is probably the most upsetting to me.
I'm so bored.
And that's the fact that I have not only seen people try to trivialize the dangers of inspo content that Eugenia produces, but I've also seen people try to marginalize the voices of survivors who have come out of her community. You see, there have been a lot of problems in Eugenia's Discord or in her community in general, where there's a lot of predators there. There's a lot of predators that are looking for kids who are not mentally well, who are in some way, shape, or form vulnerable to predation. And Eugenia's had some interesting responses to this.
Sorry. Okay, do you think her mum is trying to help her AD? This is something that the mum thing is something. Okay, Heaps of you people have never been a fucking mum. And many of you who are, you've never been a mum to a teenager or a young adult. You've never been a teenager with a chronic illness. I mean, never been a mother to a kid with a chronic illness. Never been a mother to a mother to a kid who's been a drug addict. Or anything like that. You can love your kid. You don't own your kid. You don't control your kid. You get a tiny window of time where you can act like your kid is yours. When it's like this big, that kid is its own person, makes up its own mind. You can't control it. And it doesn't matter. You can love it. You can buy it things. You can ignore it. You can do whatever. It's still going to turn out the way it turns out. It's going to make its own decisions. And so what would you do? What would you do if your fucking kid came home and they were like, Mom, I'm a heroin addict, Mom, I fucking, haven't been able to eat a full meal for a year. Fucking skin and bone under all these clothes. Would you just smack your kid, tell it to fuck off, yell at it, tell it how bad it was? And you don't stop loving your kid, eh? You don't stop loving your kid, even though you can't control it. And you can't do the work for it. You can't make the decisions for it. All you can do is fucking love it and be there for it. And worry. So what do? You go out and make their life hell? Because you want them to change? No. You learn the hardest fucking lesson of your life. And you learn to love someone despite what they're doing to themselves. And you learn to support someone and fucking value the time that you're with them. And inside, you grieve. Because not all people get to fulfill their potential. Some people are really, they're gorgeous and talented and charismatic and they don't see it. And so they hurt themselves. It doesn't matter, the whole world can think they're beautiful and the whole world can think they're talented. The whole world can fucking want them to fucking stop and get better. It means nothing. You can't do anything. You can't do anything except love them and be there for them. And fucking try and make their life nice. What else can you do? You can't force them to do anything. You can't make them do anything. Do you know how many times some people have taken their kids to rehab? Some people have done it like 10 times. Spent tens of thousands of dollars. Because their love blinds them to that simple fact that you cannot fucking make people's decisions for them. And you can't make them do what's good for them. So I don't understand why people are so cruel, eh? Like this cunt. You fucking cunt. Just a cunt. Just no heart. Pretending to fucking care. Who only cares about herself? How can you say you care and then do things that cause harm? How can you say you care and then be blind? Sorry. I'm not sure if I can get through this ridiculous video, eh? I might need to watch something funny. I've had enough of this cunt sneering and fucking put downs and fucking treating us like we're stupid. Like, it really wears away my hope in people when I see people with no shame, eh? People who will just fucking double down on their fucking dickheadness. Like, you know, oh, I'm so compassionate, oh, I'm so sympathetic, oh, and I care so much. Man, you could not fucking be like that if you really were that nice, eh? If you really were that good a person, you couldn't be such a prick. I don't fucking get it. Poopy garbage. Yeah. Damn straight. Fucking poopy garbage. Ugh.
Eugenia is not just another creator online who has an ED.
Yes, she is. That is all she is. Now we're going to get told that she weaponizes herself from someone who's weaponized herself.
Weaponizes her ED in the form of thinspo to generate clicks and views.
You can't control whether you're thinspo or not. The people who are thinspired by you decide whether you're thinspo or not. Why is that so hard to fucking get?
On her channel, regardless of how many times people have informed her that this is actively hurting her community and actively making life worse for people who are trying to recover from their ED, she continues to do it. I also feel like a lot of people are trying to...
No one is holding a gun to your head to watch her. If you are having problem switching her off when you know you should, then that is the time that you fucking ring a counsellor. Because you cannot control your behaviour. You don't blame somebody else for your lack of fucking control.
Eugenia is, you know, an influencer who influences people.
You fucking patronising fucking piece of shit. You're also an influencer who influences people. And do you know who else is an influencer? Me. And you. And every other fucking human being on the planet. Because that's what humans do. We influence each other. I'm getting way too angry. I really am almost at the point where I want to punch this stupid little cunt's nose fucking 3/4 of the way across its face.
I feel like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well, it's not Eugenia's fault that she struggles with...
You feel like...
an ED, and she...
It's not her fault she struggles with an ED, you fucking horrible person.
Can't be held accountable for the fact that she has this mental illness, which is...
She can't!
outside of her control, which is true. She has no control over that.
Yeah. And here comes the but.
And it's not her fault that she has to struggle with this. But I don't see the same charitability towards other people, you know, minors who struggle with an ED, who...
Are you kidding? Anybody with an ED would get charity. Where are they? Where are these people that we are not being charitable to? Where are these minors with EDs? How... Well, number one, they're not on telly. Because their parents wouldn't be putting them on telly, would they? I don't think. Where are these minors with EDs that we're all being mean to and uncharitable to? I don't understand why she's saying this. This is like another weird made up bullshit. She's just accused us all of being mean to minors with ED. Fucking what a dickhead.
kind of have no choice to look at it, because there are so many times where people have said, YouTube, do not show me this. I don't want to see this. And they block her content, and YouTube still promotes it. And then it's...
You're a content creator. You should know that that's not the only parameter by which YouTube puts things in your recommended feed. Just by watching Belle's one video on Belle pretending Anna Eugenia is an Anna weapon, I'll get a when I go back to my feed, there'll be a video there from the Eugenia Cooney Highlights channel, or there'll be a Eugenia Cooney clip, or one day there might be something from, I rarely get her actual content in my feed, but I get plenty of Eugenia Cooney Highlights. I get plenty of stuff with Eugenia Cooney in it. You don't have to watch the subject of the video for that subject to pop up in your feed. That's not how the algorithm works. I think people seem to think that the algorithm is like a person, that the algorithm works like a person's brain. It's like, oh, look, Belle watched this. Oh, cool. Maybe she'll like it. No, it doesn't work like that. So this is really disingenuous again of Belle, who's supposed to be a content creator, an experienced content creator. Once again, another experienced content creator who doesn't fucking bother to read very much about how YouTube works. So no, it doesn't matter. You can press don't recommend the channel. YouTube doesn't always listen, and then if you watch a video that's got anything remotely about what you said, it'll just recommend it to you again. Okay, you must have known that. If you clear your watch list, it'll do the same thing. If you clear your history, all that blah, 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 blah. Okay, YouTube is a ginormous beast. Ginormous. There is something like 500,000 minutes worth of footage uploaded every hour or something. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay? And there are hardly any humans working at YouTube at the moment. There hasn't been for 2 years because of COVID. They've been severely understaffed. So, there's very little human review going on. There's heaps of AI fucking decisions being made. Like, ugh. Just stop it, Belle.
On the trending page. So how are people supposed to not see this content when it's everywhere?
It's not everywhere. And was that Eugenia? I mean, on the trending page, I think it was Eugenia's video. But that's probably because fucking a million people probably watched it within 10 minutes of it coming out.
It's not as if she has the decency to stay in the pro-ED community.
She didn't... What the fuck? She did not just say that. Did she just say it's not as if she has the decency to stay in the pro and... I hate this fucking cunt. How the fuck can you say that about another human being? You fucking evil cunt! You fucking evil cunt! I fucking want to hurt this fucking bitch now, eh? Fucking hell. Oh my god, don't ever come to Melbourne, cunt, eh? Holy fuck, I will roll you.
Content, and YouTube still promotes it. And then it's on the trending page. So how are people
Shut your
supposed to not
fucking
see this
ugly
content when
fucking
it's everywhere?
cunt neck.
And it's not as if she has the decency to stay in the pro-ED community.
She actually did say that. She actually did say that. She actually fucking said it's not as if she has the decency to stay in the pro-Anna community. You filthy, mongrel, fucking misbegotten, fucking sideways licking fucking piece of shit of a woman. You fucking thing. You fucking fucking thing. You fucking bitch cunt thing. I cannot. I can't. I cannot. I've never gotten this far through this video before. I've never fucking heard such fucking evil tripe in my life. It's not as if Eugenia has the decency to stay in the pro-Anna community. Who says she's in the pro-Anna community apart from you fucking horror show? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry that I'm just I'm fucking I want to wring this cunt's neck. I'm shaking, man. I'm pretty angry, eh? I can't believe someone would speak like that. I can't believe this cunt would have the decency to fucking, like, ever put its head in front of fucking a video ever again and open its fucking mouth. What a thing. What a thing. I can't believe what kind of fucking asshole fucking says something like that. You're a horrible person, Belle. You're not nice, eh? You're not good. At all. You're so lost in your own fucking obsession and whatever your problem is that you've really become a fucking horrible person. Eugenia Cooney is 100 times the person you'll ever be. Because you're horrible. I can't believe I can't believe you don't have the decency to pack up your fucking computer and fucking go away. I can't. That's what any decent person would do, eh, in your position. Just pack up your bat and ball and fuck off. But anyway, we don't need fucking losers like that in the fucking community, in the commentary community. I'm speechless, eh? I'm also really angry. Like you said, I'm fucking grabbing my hands so hard because I want to fucking grab this chick and fucking hurt her. That doesn't happen to me very often, eh? Like, you know, I'm pretty good at controlling myself. Usually pretty good at just going, yeah, look at that fuckhead. But this woman has just done so much damage, eh? She single-handedly just incited people to fucking go and harass Eugenia. Imagine being Eugenia Cooney and knowing that this fucking thing is just lying in bed at night thinking of ways to fuck you over. I'm not as nice as Eugenia Cooney, eh? I can't finish this video either. Sorry. I can't spend another minute looking at this cunt's fucking head. And I don't want to listen to it talk any more shit and tell any more lies and fucking patronise me and talk down to me like I'm a fucking idiot. So I might fucking just call it there. Did have a couple of, where are they? Is that them? Here they are. Is that it? Oh no, what did it do? Why did it do that? Oh, my tab just crashed. Oh, of course it did. Asshole! Come back. Hang on. Let's go back to me. Alright. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, I had a couple of where the bloody hell are they? There's one. Hey. No, why are you giving me that? I didn't ask for that. Oh, okay, it's my photos. Okay, I gotcha. Why are you... No. Fuck off with your pop-ups, you idiot. Oh my gosh, why do they make it outlaid like this? This is so dumb. I just want the last two photos I uploaded, you idiot. Oh god, how fucking annoying. Where are they? Try recent. Okay, so you probably can't see this because it's a bit small, but this was one of the best comments that I saw on one of Willie Mac, videos today. Belle Aubrey not understanding that Nikocado Avocado's content is largely for fetishists is the funniest part of this whole thing to me. Which I thought was fucking great. And then, oh god, and now it's made me disappear again. Give me back my photos, you bitch. And then, where's the other one? Oh yeah, and this is one of Dick Face's fucking... Alright, YouTube just said they can't identify any terms of service violations with Eugenia. And then, instead of going, oh, because that means there aren't any, of course Belle knows better than YouTube, yeah? Because she knows that that means that ad revenue is more important to YouTube than protecting their community. Truthfully, YouTube is only half the problem. Eugenia Cooney still has 2.23 million subs, not 2.2, 2.23. Got to get every single one of them. And subbing is supporting what she's doing. Yeah. Belle, after your first hit piece video on Eugenia, I went and subscribed to her channel just to fucking go like that to you. And then, like now, after I do this, I'm going to go and log in on my other channel and I'm going to go and subscribe to her on my other channel too. Just because, I think it's really important to support people fucking struggling with mental illnesses. I think it's important to be kind, and not fucking be an asshole to them. So yeah, good luck. Well done. Thank you. All your good work, bringing attention to Eugenia Cooney. Thank you. Yeah. I'm much more of a supporter now than I was. I just used to defend her on principle. But now I'm actively going to support her and defend her against you. I got time. All right. I was going to go through some parental controls and stuff as well, but I'm too tired and I can't be bothered. There was something else that, what was the other thing that... Can't think. I think it was, it's actually just Willie Max. I was going to have a quick look at Willie Max, but everyone's seen it. I don't think we need to see the bloody thing. Don't you? I think we've had enough. So, oops, don't even have my watch on. Don't you hate that when you go like that and you're like, I'm not even wearing my watch. But guys, it's got to be like fucking 6 o'clock in the morning or something. Oh, look, it's 5:30. Yes, I've successfully managed to make it all the way through the night. Hooray! Yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for joining me, if that's what you're doing. I have no idea what time it is in your part of the world, people. But it's about to be dawn here. On Tuesday morning. I've been waiting for like 10 days for my pricked pallet to turn up, and it's just like the deliveries in Australia are so bad at the moment that it got sent over a week ago. It got posted out, and it only got posted from Sydney, and it's just been floating around, not getting any closer to my house for the last week and a half. Like, they can't even tell me where it is. It's like in transit. I'm like, yeah, where? I'm like, in transit, man. Okay. Cool. Be gentle with it, won't you? Assholes. Alright. I stream every night. I do audio books with a difference. Basically, we read books and we discuss them as we're reading them. At the moment, we're doing Jordan Peterson's new book, Beyond Order. It's alright. It's got some good bits. It's got some fucking dumb bits as well, but yeah, now. Can't all be perfect. Can we, Belle? So I do that usually around about daylight savings now, started now, so I'm doing it about 9:30 at night, which I don't know. I'll put all the conversion times up. You can follow me in my socials whenever you want. And hit me up because I follow back too. So if you are a content creator, or if you post funny things, or you're entertaining online, or any of that kind of stuff, then yeah, go find me on one of my socials and let me know who you are, and I will go and follow you on yours, because I like to do that kind of stuff. I can't find my bloody notebook. Where is it? What screen have we got on? I can't even tell. Okay, we got the big one on. Where's the bloody notepad? Oh my god, this is so annoying. I'm sure I thought I opened all of this stuff. Alright, so, yep, anyway, here's my socials. Right. I am meant to do these on a bot, I just haven't bloody programmed the bot yet. Okay, that, pick one of them and go and find me. Also, if you want to buy me a coffee, you can do that too, but there's absolutely no pressure. It's all good. We're just, we don't care about money at the moment. Alright. But there, yep, if you feel like chucking us a buck, that'd be great. I'll read your name out. I'll also send you a cute little crocheted heart. Where are they? Here they are. It's a little crocheted heart badge. You can even pick your colour. Yellow ones and green ones and grey ones and black ones, which are my favourite. Red ones, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I've got to go because I think my bladder's going to burst and the sun's going to come up, and that means I will just burst into flames, and so I have to hurry up and get into my coffin underground as soon as I possibly can. So, thank you very much for joining me. or for catching the replay if that's what you're doing. My name is Zebedee, and my channel name is creatrixZBD. I'm a fucking non-binary fuck up from Australia, and I like freaks and stuff. So if you like freaks and stuff, or if you are a freak and you're stuffed, then come on down, consider subscribing to my channel, or just coming and hanging out with me sometime, alright? So, yeah, I think you're great. And, sorry I couldn't get through the video, but just too much nasty for me for one night. Sorry, guys. Yeah, come and hang out with us, read books tomorrow, or see you next week for a new roast. Bye.